This is Princey Seats channel, your preferred channel for most current and detailed content and information needed. If you are new, kindly subscribe and press the notification button for onward information. Good news, disbursement bell rings again. Do pay attention to this note.
Good morning to all the CEOs. Good morning to the country director of UAAG. Good morning to the leadership of all Grand Pressure Group, both national and states. I am moved to give this voice note today, 9th February 2024. My name is Apostle Thomas. I have never spoken, and I don't think I should be speaking concerning the happenings and whatsoever that is happening in UAG. All I do is I pray and I go to church to pray, because for me it's no longer interesting for any talk or rumor. My focus is how would this money be paid or shared for Nigerians and the masses of this nation for what we have suffered in this grand ecosystem. I wish to give these revelations that was given to me in my church. I did not hold a church, and this revelation was not given to me directly. A servant of God, a prophet I respected so much, that have been he never knew anything concerning this project I've been embarking for a while now. I have never disclosed anything to him. He's a very young small boy, and the first revelation he gave to me, and no revelation, no prophecy he has given to me that have not come to pass. So that is why I deem it fit to disclose this to the general public. The first revelation he gave to me concerning these grants, which he never have any knowledge of, was on the 22nd of December last year. He pointed me out and he told me that there is something I am doing. There is a project I am embarking on that is coming to pass, and as of that December, we were having so much expectation. On that December, around 26, 27, 28, based on the information and based on the speculation on the grand ecosystem, which we were all believing that the money will be paid unfailingly by the grace of God at those specific dates and time, which everybody were so anxious to hear good news. So on 22nd of December, I was in church. It was a program in the morning. I went, and the young man pointed me out and he told me that what I am waiting for is huge, and he's seen it coming to pass within January and February. He quoted so clearly that this thing will come to pass within January and February. He see me signing a document within January. Listen to me in quote. He measured January through February. He says, see me signing a document and In the realm of the spirit, as I signed that document, I was so happy. And also in the realm of the spirit, it says some mean that immediately I signed that document, I will become a millionaire. That was the words of the prophecy he gave to me that day. So as a man and a prophet that I really know who he is, and his words never fall on the ground, never fail. When I got that revelation, I was not happy. I was not really excited that very day. We were together with my wife. The reason why I was not happy because there was some anxiety for the December, for this thing not to pass us by December. So when he quotes that January and February, I was so sad, thinking how this thing will still linger into the months of January and February, which precisely it should be by February, the way he said it. So I was weak. I was really weak about it. But immediately after we left, another thing he said to me that I should pray for delay. I should pray that there should not be delay within this time. That if the delay do not come again, he seen me becoming a millionaire within this time frame. So when I get after the service that day, I went to the house, me and my wife. We zero our mind and remove our mind from that very time that people were expecting, and we never disclose this to anybody. I never disclosed it to anybody. I know how his prophecy used to be. We remove our time, and it come to pass. Even when people begin to lament, we never shake because I have to gather my mind and become strong. Became strong to move ahead, to push ahead to the time you quoted. So until that day come to pass, January came to pass, there is nothing that happened. I was not moved because I was confident with the word he gave to me. So the reason why I'm coming up here again this morning and to bring this voice notes to you all is another prophecy he just gave to me again. This one I have to bring him to my house. You cannot easily invite him to your house, but I don't know, God touched his heart, and immediately I confronted him. He did not refuse it. He followed me down to my house. So when we get to my house and we begin to pray, I brought him to my house not for grant. I brought him from my house for another challenge that I was having in my family. So I brought him to my house for him to pray for me, to bless my house. So when he came to my house and when he immediately entered my house, he stood out for us to pray. Immediately we start prayer and singing. The next thing I noticed, he was silent and he was so angry in his spirit, and he was just making some kind of sound in his silently, and he was so disturbed. And before I know, he stopped me from singing, and he said to me, "Sir," and I was quiet. I was listening to him, and he said to me, what he said to me is what I want to send it across to all the CEOs, and let this voice note go viral even to the ears of the country directors of UAAG, Apostle Ken Wakama, and every other person. This young man told me that he saw that morning coming to pass. I will not disclose other part of it, but the one that concerns you is what I'm going straight to tell you. And he told me that the morning is coming, but he saw blood. He saw blood. That blood he was seeing was what that was getting him so worried in the spirit, and he keeps singing into my ears. He says, I see blood, I saw blood, I see blood. He says, I see blood. There will be a lot of bloodshed. There will be a lot of bloodshed. There will be a lot of bloodshed. People will die. People will die. I should tell people, my people, to be very careful. Those that want to be greedy, he says, you see a lot of people die. And he also tell me that this thing is not coming once. This thing will need to come twice. But what he is saying, the first one that is coming, it will not be as big as, it will not be what we are even expecting. I will not be as big as the second one that is coming. But the blood he is saying that is pouring and that will pour for this first one, we should pray that let this blood do not stop the second one. I should warn everybody. He is not aware, even as I'm talking to you, is that at that moment, this thing I'm telling you just a few days ago, I have to begin to disclose to him exactly what I am doing, I am into. And he told me, he said, you see the money coming, the first one will not be as we expected. The second one will be more huge than the first one, but many people will miss the second one because of greed, and many will die. So I cannot keep this to myself. It will be very bad, and I will call it a sin on my own side if I should keep this quite silent to myself and people fall victim and died. The blood will be on my head because I refuse to send this across. So I'm sending this across to those ears that want to be hear and take caution. Those that will hear and revise whatsoever evil plans they have. He let me to know that we that are privileged to be in charge in one reason or the other to handle this money and pay to others, we should take it as a blessing from God, that God has been the one to appoint us for we to do his job. We should see this as a service to God and make sure these funds get to the people that you need to get to. Whatsoever that will remain in our hand, God will bless us and it will take us a long way. So for those that will listen, I am sending this voice note for you to be cautioned and for you to be mindful of what that will happen. I am also a CEO as you are, and it will be very bad that after all these years, after all this suffering, this thing come to pass and it get to your hands and you will not stay alive to enjoy it. For those at the top of affair, the office of the country director, the office of UAAG, the office of All Grant Pressure Group, and every other pressure group that have been in this struggle as the forefront, I want everybody to listen to this message. Sit down on your own and rethink whatsoever plans you have in your heart. You should know that life before money and life before enjoyment. When you have this money and you cannot live to enjoy it, and you will still go to hellfire, God will be you again. This is what David saw and said, vanity, Solomon, say vanity upon vanity, all is vanity. So I'm sending this to you as brethren, for you to believe that this is a call to service, that all of us should humble our spirit, our soul, and our hearts to serve this nation in one way or the other, that God have reached you, and for you to be part of this, you should be glorified. And also, all the bundle heads and the beneficiaries are having evil in their heart against uh, the CEOs. I want you to know that yes, many of you that the NGOs are carrying along to this project, they carry you from the mercy and from the grace of other previous grants that have failed. No beneficiary pay any dime to any CEO, which I don't think if any CEO condescends so low to collect money into beneficiaries. Those that play their support are the bundle heads. So some of the beneficiaries in UAAG, there is nothing like beneficiary registration. So when you find your name in any list or any data of any CEO, it's a grace. It's a grace. And you should thank God for that. Don't stay in your house. You don't know what CEOs have spent. You don't know what CEOs have passed through. And begin to think evil against CEOs of this project. And for those of you who are bundle heads, we know a lot bring out their mind to support their NGOs. A lot are so cunning that they will bring data to you and commit you with other 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. They will stay in their house and be thinking all they are thinking. What they are thinking is to destroy, is to kill. Some of them have become so jealous. Meanwhile, they don't have the mind to pass through, to risk what the NGO leaders have risked. So I will beg us, both the beneficiaries, both the bundle heads and the CEOs, including the country director himself, let's come together in one love. So that this thing that we have been long expecting, as is coming our way, we will live to enjoy it. And as a CEO, you will not be afraid after this thing have come for you to move around. You will only be afraid if you do not do the right thing. So I beg of us, I say, let me bring this voice note for us to learn and also for us to be cautious. Thank you so much. My name remains Apostle Thomas.